Hey everybody, Sean Mons with Firearms&Fitness here. Today, we're taking another look at the V2. Editing Sean here. It's actually the V4. I'm an idiot. Sorry about that, guys. Just keep that in mind. It's the V4, not the V2, and I will keep calling it the V2 throughout the entire fucking video. Predator V2 from Tacticon. Now, for those that don't know, this is probably my most hated fucking video I've ever done. This thing failed so miserably that 5 mags later, I was like, no, don't fucking buy this. Well, long story short, got in contact with Tacticon, decided we're going to talk about it. You know, they sent me a brand new one. I mounted it. All right, it's been sitting on here for the last about 1,200 rounds. It's about what we've put it through, 1,500 rounds. And I won't lie to you, it's held zero for that long. But we have not done the one thing that took this thing out of commission last time and was what got so much hate from the internet. We haven't racked this thing off of anything yet. And that's what we're going to do today. This is the possible redemption, so on, whatever arc we're getting through here. We'll talk about that in a second. I'm actually going to give you an honest review on this bad boy. But we're going to sit here and talk about the issues, niceties, and so on I've had about this. Now, for those that don't know, this does look exactly like a SRO. Why? Because it's a copy. It is a cheap Chinese copy. And I'm going to just level with you. Cheap doesn't necessarily mean bad. All right, this case it's questionable, but it's a cheap Chinese copy of the SRO, the Tacticon SRO. It is a 3MOA dot. It's got a ring with a dot, or a crosshair with a dot, or no dot in the middle. All right, you can pick for those three. It seems to be a common thing that's going on nowadays. I personally don't see the use in it, but you know, some people may like it. That ring with a dot is a good way to help newer people learn how to pick up the dot, as it is a bigger thing to find. All right. The brightness settings have been perfect. I have not had any issues where it's been too bright, too dim, wherever I need to find it. But I will say this though, in certain lighting conditions, you will see the emitter in the glass, straight up. All right, which is really annoying, a little distracting. All right, now you should remain target focused and whatnot, but having that big block just kind of somewhat obscuring your dot a little bit is kind of a pain in the dick. All right, it also will put a fake ring around there, which can be bad. Those of you that have used the Delta Point Pro in past times will know that there's a false dots in there, that if you have it kinked too high, you will see a dot. It's just not the dot you want. This will do the same thing too if you do not have a good lineup in certain lighting conditions, which by itself is kind of bad. However, it is not necessarily something Tacticon can do and deal with. It is just the fact of the design. Having bigger windows will cause that. Now, this is kind of my message to Tacticon. Whether win, lose, or good on this review, I'm going to start by saying this, guys. I appreciate everything you guys do for the community. I truly do. Please, win, do not knock over my camera. Jesus Christ, don't do that. Anyway, I do agree with what you guys want to do with community. It's much what PSA does. The everyman deserves quality optics, quality equipment, and so on. However, I implore you guys to come up with your own designs. I don't necessarily know if you have any of your own designs. I believe almost all your designs are copies of past things, which is cool and all, but it's not. Have your own design, have your own forethought. Just because a Chinese manufacturer will make it to your specs doesn't make it better. Sometimes designs are flawed right out the gate. And I would really love for you guys to start making your own designs. If you guys have your own designs, by all means, send me out one. I have no problem testing your stuff. But as it stands right now, guys, I don't necessarily see the value in some of the stuff you offer, because it is, unfortunately, just kind of a cheap knockoff. And that's an unfortunate thing. Now, your lifetime warranty, no questions asked, that's great and all. That's truly great, and all companies should offer that. But it shouldn't have to be used. All right, I unfortunately had to use this very quickly on the last dot, all right, where it's just kind of sitting in a random place now, just waiting to be unused, because if I bump it, I'm gonna lose 0, and that's just not acceptable, especially for a duty optic, and something that you do kind of push as a duty optic, rugged and ready to go. All right, I'm not out here dropping it, slamming it, bashing it with a rock. No offense, Despop, I think you guys are excellent, I really do. I do think that's a little bit of a silly thing you guys do. I do try to take care of my stuff best I can. All right, and I do think bashing it with a rock is wrong. But something like this shouldn't make you lose 0. Me racking it off of something shouldn't make it lose 0. But what we're going to do real quick is to set up a target. We're going to shoot it at 25 yards, so we have an idea where we're hitting, you know, whatnot. See if the 0 shifts at all, because we're going to rack it 10 times, just like we did in the original video. Excuse me. We're going to rack it 10 times like we did in the original video. See if it holds 0. Now, again, guys, for those that are going to bitch that this is on a dovetail mount, I have a video of a completely different optic that sits on this dovetail mount with an adapter plate. All right, did the same fucking test, and it held 0. It is a, if you don't think that's a qualifier, by all means, fucking buy the goddamn thing. I don't care. You're obviously an idiot. So take it for what it is. Or, oh god, what is that Asian guy's name? I'll cut him in if I can. Just the guy goes, dumbass.
Dumbass.
Yeah, you guys are stupid motherfuckers if you don't think that racking it off the optic is viable. Straight up. Take a class or two. Go fucking touch grass. Maybe you'll learn something. Anyway, let's get on to it. All right, guys. What I'm going to do, you're going to sit behind the target so you can just kind of see him hit and whatnot. But what I'm doing is I'm going to shoot 10 rounds. 10 whole rounds at this target. See where these rounds hit. They're just regular range ammo. Ain't nothing special to these. All right. And what I am aiming at is 2 of these that are kind of stacked out on the front. I'll bring you guys back around the front so you can kind of see where I'm hitting. But anyway, that's what I'm aiming at. Going back to 25 yards. We'll see where this thing prints at. We're gonna try again. 10 shots. All right, guys. So, again, even point. This is where the 10 lay. So your group is approximately right there in the middle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Let's go rack this bad boy. All right, guys. So, moment of truth, right? Gonna rack it just 10 times off the optic. So we're gonna do 5 light ones. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shouldn't be any big deal. And we're gonna do 5, just kind of getting it out of there. Like I got a stuck case. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Now or never. If this doesn't pass this, I'm gonna let you know straight up, guys. This optic's not worth anything. All right. If it passes it, we'll talk about it still. Till then, all right, guys. Just again, some range ammo we're gonna be using. All right. Got it taped up front. Got a new little sticky up front so I can watch it. 25 yards. All right, guys. Here it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, 10. All right. Looks like it held 0 just fine. But let's go back, debrief a little bit here. So, did our test and whatnot, and it did pass. All right, but here's the thing. It should have passed the first time. 100%. Now, I understand this is a new optic that they sent to me. I might have got the 1 in a million that's fucked up. All right, true enough. However, that's enough for me to taint it. I do not trust the V2. Straight up, I don't. All right. Now, this one, again, for 1,200 rounds has been amazing. 1,500 rounds floating in there has been amazing. I wouldn't took a class with it. I've shot a couple top competitions with it, and I will say this. I do like the big window. All right. I do like the SRO footprint. I like that it's an RMR footprint. I like how the glass looks and everything. Now, is it great glass? Not really. All right, it's not, but it's clear enough. You get a tiny, like a 0.05 bit of magnification, but it's not enough for you to really notice, especially if you're shooting with both eyes open. Shooting with one eye open, yeah, you're gonna notice a bit of a difference, a little bit of a magnification, but you're gonna give it everything. If those of you that have shot the RMR, have actually shot the RMR, no, there's some magnification there. The hollow sun optics also have some magnification. All these little things, but neither here nor there. What I'm trying to get to is, at $300, buy something else. Straight up, I'm just gonna be honest with you. Get an EPS, get a used RMR, something. Get something else. This isn't it. This is fine for a plinker. This is fine for maybe a competition setup. This is fine for whatever. But even when I pick this thing up at $150 with their 50% sale, I don't necessarily know if it's worth it. There's better optics at that price range. There truly are. $200 is normally what I see this for on Amazon, but the website lists it for $300. So they must think it's a $300 value, and it's not. I hate to say it like that. Tacticon, this is not me calling you guys out, but this is also me kind of calling you guys out. Y'all need to step up. All right, come out with an original design. All right, everybody else has. Stop going to these different manufacturers that have this already built up footprint. You guys, all right, from what I understand, you guys make amazing armor. And I don't think you're stealing that off of anybody else. From what everybody that's ever bought your armor that I've talked to says it's super comfortable. It works. It's lighter than most other people. It's not as maybe not as thin, but it's the multi-curve thing, and it's not expensive. Why can't you do the same thing with your own optic? So I haven't really looked in all to your line. I've heard your soft goods are fairly decent. I mean, the belt I'm wearing is from you guys, and I fucking love this belt. All right, but even then, come on. I do think you're just rebranding this belt. All right, because I've seen other companies like Wolf something have very similar belts, and their quality might be different or whatever. I don't know. Either here nor there. All right, guys, please come out with your own designs. The plate carrier that you guys have that's really just a ripoff of the, I think it's a K9, the Agilite K9. All right. That's what it is. It's a ripoff. All right. Just as good is sometimes not just as good. And unfortunately, guys, this is one of those moments where this is not just as good. It's good-ish. All right. Maybe on the second time. But I'm going to level with you guys. If I had the first optic and I was in a real situation where I needed it, would have failed me. Would not have worked. Would not have been good enough. And would not have been just as good. All right. And to some extent, you need to think about that on your own. I am all for buying inexpensive items that work fantastic. For instance, Cosmic Tactical. They make a inexpensive ACOG alternative. It's their own design, all right? It's the Saturn, and it's wonderful. I fucking love that optic. And I tell anybody that's looking for an ACOG or ACOG-like thing to get one of those, because it is fantastic. It truly is. They had a bit of growing pains here and there, but you know what? I've helped work with them for this. Tacticon, I kind of want to do the same thing. I know Nolan is an amazing shooter. Outstanding shooter. Probably can shoot circles around me. Jake, you're a good dude, and I do believe you're trying to do good things for this community. All right? But I do want you guys to kind of step up your game a little bit. Please come without your own design. You don't even have to send me one. All right? You tell me that you have a design of your own. All right? Let me know which one it is, and I'll buy it, and I'll test it out, all right? And I'll let that product stand on its own. But those red dots and whatnot that you have that look like the Amazon specials, you need to ditch those altogether. You need to stop selling those, all right? I understand that you guys have caught a lot of flack for a lot of different things. All I'm asking is you come out with your own product. Because I know you guys are smart enough to do it. And I know you guys know there's holes in the industry that you guys can fill in on. Go above and beyond, all right? Don't make just something else. From that, guys, this is Firearms and Fitness, all right? I'm Sean Mons. Remember, there's no such thing as cheating. It's winning and winning easier. You have a good day.